Hi everyone. Today we have Sharon with us, and she's the next in line of our, we'll call them miracle patients, cancer survivors, if you will. We're having a lot of fun these days because, as Grandpa Ganino would say, we're starting to stack these people up like cordwood, so it's really kind of fun. So anyway, I'm going to let Sharon tell her story, and we'll take it from there.
Well, I was diagnosed with CLL, which is chronic lymphocytic leukemia, in November of 2009. The doctors told me I probably wouldn't need treatment for about 20 years. Well, it only lasted about 6 years, and then I was told that my counts were very high and that I would have to start chemo. And I called on our pastor and the deacons of our church to come and pray for me and anoint me with oil, which they did. And I asked my doctor, my oncologist, if I could have at least 3 months in which I could try to do the Gerson diet. And so he said okay, that I could. Well, the diet was very laborious and time-consuming. We would have to juice for like 13 hours a day, non-stop, in addition to taking 5 coffee enemas a day. And there was no way we could do it. We tried it and lasted about 2 weeks, and that was just more laborious than what we could have. I didn't have the energy to do it.
Right.
So I went back to the oncologist after a couple of months. I was so weak and tired, I just didn't have any energy at all. And he told me, he said that in the interim, the FDA had approved an oral medication for me to be able to take instead of doing the IV chemo, which I saw that was a God thing.
Right.
And so I started the oral chemo. It started bringing my counts down, but slowly. And then after a couple of months, he said there was some new research that said that if I took the oral chemo as well as the IV chemo, that I would get a longer lasting remission. So I agreed and started the IV chemo. I took it for 4 months. It was horrendous.
Horrendous how?
I was nauseated 24/7. I could take all the oral antiemetic medications they would give me, and I took 2 different kinds at the same time, and I was still nauseated. I forced myself to eat, and I knew that my body needed protein, and I craved protein. But at the end of that time, I went to my doctor and told him I had this chronic cough. And he said, I told him that I had candida in my lungs because I'd had it before and I knew what it was. And he told me no, that I would have to have AIDS before I could have candida in my lungs. And he sent me to a pulmonologist to confirm that yes, I would have to have AIDS, and he didn't think I could have candida in my lungs. So I was talking to my chiropractor, who sent me to you.
And that was when?
That was November last year.
Okay, November 16. And so between November 16 and this is now September 17, so 10 months. How much chemotherapy have you done?
Oh, none.
0.
None.
How much radiation have you done?
None.
0. How do you feel?
I feel great. I have more energy. I'm in remission. At my last doctor visit, he's released me to his nurse practitioner, oncologist, and they removed my port.
So tell everyone like what kind of stuff you're doing that you're thinking is helping you feel so good.
Well, I eliminated sugar from my diet and simple carbohydrates and the gluten-free diet. I've learned to cook with stevia, and I bought a stevia cookbook, and it's really great. There are lots of nice recipes in that cookbook that help you to be able to adjust to foods that you normally would have eaten but would have had sugar in it. And the supplements that I take and all the IVs that I've had through the Canino Center for Wellness. It's well worth it. To me, it makes no sense that our insurance companies will pay for treatments that will make you sick, but won't pay for treatments that will make you well.
So we're hoping, in cases like Sharon's, that eventually the landscape will change. I don't really see it happening in my lifetime, but that's okay, as long as the pendulum eventually shifts and swings. It's all about, the patient and their wellness, and again, trusting in your experience, which is basically, the Holy Spirit that dwells within us is saying, hey, this is the stuff that's making me feel good. If it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. And so that's great. So, yeah, I was talking earlier today with Joanne, who's a brand new patient to our office today with breast cancer with brain metastasis. And, I think if we can pull this off, we, Holy Spirit included, and all the people that work in our office, I said, Joanne, I think you'll be the greatest miracle that's ever come out of our practice. And then your testimony is all about empowering other people to know that they don't have to live in fear, that they can surrender and bring in a healing energy that's far beyond anything any doctor can do.
And you have to advocate for yourself.
Right. Yeah, you got to stand your ground and stick up to doctors that want to CAT scan you and all that kind of stuff. And of course, we help you do all that. But I was telling Joanne, I said, there's a plaque on the wall that says, when we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And so what we're trying to do is have people out in the world like Sharon that say, look, you don't have to live in fear, you can live in trust, and when you do, the impossible becomes possible. So anyway, we'll keep these miracles coming. Thank you for tuning in and sharing it with any of your friends or family. Have a good day.